Hey guys, in this short tutorial I am going to show you how can you develop a real-time application in ASP.NET MVC with Angularjs and SignalR. Now what you have to do is create an empty project from the template and install Angularjs and SignalR. I have installed it already, as you can see in package.config file. After installing SignalR, it will present you with a readme.txt file that will suggest you to do this app.map SignalR. So next is I just created an empty folder called app and added a file called app.js. In app.js, I created a new Angular module called app and hooked up a new controller called home controller on our app module. What this home controller takes is a scope. As you all are familiar with AngularJS, the controllers take scope, and the other parameter is HTTP service that will be used to add the customer to the database. I created some Now I have created a property called customer and messages. Messages will be used to store the messages, the notifications that will be coming out from the server that we will cover later in the tutorial. There is a function called add customer that uses the HTTP service to post the customer. Okay, now add customer is a method on home controller that takes in a customer. Customer has two properties: name and mobile number, the same properties as we defined in our controller. Now in this section I am adding a customer to a static list that is defined right here. What you can do is you can add the code for your database to add the customer in your database. You can use whatever you want to save the customer into the database. Now after storing the customer to the database, what you have to do is you have to notify all the connected users that a new user has been added. Okay, this is just an application where, for example, an admin adds a new customer and all the managers are notified that a new customer has been added. Now the syntax for this is, what you have to do is before coming to this line you have to define a hub. Now hub is a simple Now before coming to this, what you have to do is you have to declare a hub context. Hub is just a SignalR class that is provided by SignalR. What we are doing here is we are getting a hub context from the global host connection manager. And this hub is provided by SignalR or injected by SignalR. Now what you have to do is get the context dot clients, and if you want to notify all the clients you will do hub dot clients dot all, and it is a dynamic property that accepts a function that will be implemented later on in the JavaScript. Now this is the line that does all the magic. A customer edit function on JavaScript will be called for all the connected clients. Now this is how the SignalR works. Whenever an event happens and that you want to broadcast to all the connected users, they have to implement the handler on their side. So for example, this function is defined in our controller class there. Now how it works is it gets a hub reference, get the client and implements the function that will be called later on from the server. It is taking two parameters, one is message and other one is customers. What I'm doing on server side is whenever a customer is added, I'm preparing a notification that customer has been added and you can call him on this number, and I'm passing this message to this dynamic function along with our static property for customers. Whenever this line will be executed, all the connected clients will be broadcasted with this request, and they will get a notification on their end that a new customer has been added in this message. Then what we are doing is we are just pushing the new message in our messages array, and in the end we are just starting the hub. This line is very important, and if you somehow skip this line, your code will not work. Now in my view, what I'm doing is I've created a form with two fields, customer name and mobile number. I have binded them with a customer property on our controller that is two properties, message and mobile number. And after adding the customer, and after putting in the information, I'm calling the add customer ngClick event. Whenever ngClick will happen, a post call will be sent to add customer, and it will add the customer in your database, and it will notify all the connected clients that a new customer has been added. Now see this in real time. And one last thing is I'm just displaying the activities or messages using ngRepeat. Now I have executed the code, and one thing I forgot to mention was I have added a customer hub that is inheriting a hub class from SignalR, and we are using this customer hub on globalhost.connectionmanager.getHubContext. This will return a hub context to this customer hub. Now let me quickly add a couple of windows so that we can test whatever is going on. Now I have opened up three windows. That is a form that is taking a customer input, the customer name. For example, I add a Mirza Ali Beg with some mobile number, and I add a customer. Now see, when I added a customer on this window, all other windows were updated automatically. So for example, if I add a customer from this window, like test customer for this number, the message is added to all the windows. Now once again, how is that happening? We have created a form, and when that form submits, we are calling a add customer function, and add customer function is just posting a customer to add customer on home controller. Okay, hope it helps, and I'll put the code in the drop box and put the link below my video. Please be sure to subscribe the channel for more updates.